Nobody, no crime. Well, not on my time. Eyes are watching, giving victims a voice. Raise your voice from Delphi to Camden, and there will be no more botching. We might not be Dateline, but come along if you want a great time. Grab yourself a glass of wine, and let's talk some true crime. And hey, you'll even have an alibi if you collect evidence in red Solo cups. If your expert says it just did, you might have a problem. We might not be Dateline, but come along if you want a great time. Grab yourself a glass of wine, and let's talk some true crime. And hey, you'll even have an
Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. How are we tonight? I just wanted to come on and chat with you guys for a little bit. I know I said this would be Monday, but I had to change my days on Court TV. So I just got done with that, talking about the Nancy Guthrie case. And so I figured I may as well just come on and see if you guys want to hang out for a little bit, talk about that case or any other cases that you guys wanted to. So basically there's no new updates on that, other than there was FBI agents that were walking around the neighborhood going and talking to some of the neighbors. Some went in the homes, and apparently, according to Brian Enton's reporting, and he's the best of the best, they were a little bit more focused, I guess, on what they were asking. So hopefully they have maybe a little something up their sleeve, and a little stuff that they're going on. I know that they were also reporting how terrible the cell service is out there, which could be a hi Rhonda, how are you? Which could be an issue for them tracking, like the geofencing and all of that kind of thing can be a real issue, because there's apparently really bad cell service no matter what provider you have out there. And I guess if you move a little away from the house, it gets a little better. So more than likely, they're going to be kind of tracking a larger area of the in and out of that neighborhood. But I just don't see how this case is going to move forward unless Nanos gives the key lead role to the FBI, because I think he is out of his league. I think he is incompetent, and I think he mishandled this investigation from day one. It's ridiculous. There's literal blood evidence on the porch of Nancy Guthrie's home, and he released it and didn't, tape any of it off. So the media was able to walk up there, film all of it, literally stomp on the blood, walk over it if they wanted to. And that's a problem on so many levels. That crime scene is completely contaminated now. There's no telling how many people and how many media, were up there and completely contaminated that scene. It's just an absolute nightmare. And the fact that happened from day one, and everything that he's said since that day has been a problem. He will get out there or seek the media out to do an interview. It seems like he very much enjoys that limelight. And then he will contradict himself on what he just said, whether it's the next day or the week later. So it's a mess, and I really hope that at some point he gets an ego check and gives it over, because there's just no room for egos in missing persons cases. And at the very least, this family, it's ridiculous. This family needs answers, whether she's with us or not, which I personally don't think she is here anymore. Um, but this family deserves to be able to find her, bring her home, and give her a proper burial, if that is in fact the case and she's no longer with us. But so there's not a whole lot new on that. He basically kicked out the media, making it impossible for them to park anywhere in that location, in that neighborhood. Now, a lot of the neighbors want the media still there. So, yeah, exact side eye, Jess. How do you lose a lady with no trace? Yeah, and that's my concern, is that there is major evidence in that home um that was missed or now completely contaminated, that they're not going to be able to recover, even if the FBI goes in at some point and takes full lead of this, which is exactly what needs to happen. I just don't know that there's going to be enough there, because of how bad this case was fumbled from day one. And and then you get to another layer of that, which is, if this case ever goes to trial, we saw it in the Karen Reed case. The jury is going to see, and that all of this is going to be brought up as evidence, that the sheriff, Nanos, released the crime scene. Reporters, media from all over were allowed to walk all over the actual physical blood evidence and touch whatever they wanted to touch. Um, their footprints, their everything was it's completely contaminated. So I hope that there is enough evidence of some sort inside the home, and they actually did a halfway decent job at that, but I do not have high hopes with that whatsoever. And then, if you get a tiny sample of DNA, you test it, and it is gone. And so, you have to have some serious DNA to be able to keep retesting that, or little different swatches of that. And it does not seem like they got that in this case. So I just have some serious concerns. Um, Hello, let's see here. Yeah, and Rhonda's agreeing she doesn't believe she's alive either. I don't know what happened here. This is a wild case, and I think that's why a lot of people were out just sitting there and willing to sit there to see if anything happened and broke in the case, because it's crazy. But I just don't know. I don't know if if it was an actual kidnapping and ransom situation. I don't think she made it as long as they would have liked to even be able to give, like, proof of life. That would be my guess. But, you know, regardless, I want some answers for the family and for that community over there. They deserve better than this, and there's no room for ego. And unfortunately, it seems like Nanos is all about the ego, and he was wanting to speak with Brian Enton about his reporting on this case and all of that, because Brian interviewed people who don't like the sheriff, and basically had a role of, they were kind of immune to getting any kind of repercussions for speaking out against him. So the guy was free to talk, and Nanos didn't like that. So it's just a lot. It's problematic on a lot of fronts, and I have a lot of concerns. But I have parents that are of similar age, so I just it's heartbreaking, and I don't know. But if I was Savannah Guthrie, I would be finding every camera that would let me speak into it, and demanding that he step down and take the backseat role, and give the FBI the main role in this case. That's what needs to happen. And I just don't have high hopes that anything major will happen with him running this investigation because I think he is completely incompetent. And just over his skis with this one. He doesn't know what to do. So, yeah, I don't know. It's frustrating. Hopefully, things will start to kind of happen, but I just don't have high hopes. But I know we got some, for those of you here that are in deep like myself with the Kelsey Fitzsimmons case. We got some information about, I don't know if you guys saw Justice Served. They reported on the actual other people besides Justin and hi Kathy, how are you? Besides Justin and his brother Brendan, they came out and were able to name the other 2 men that were in that video. And I use the term men lightly. But one is a North Andover firefighter as well. And the other one was a North Andover fighter, but now he's in Haverhill Hill, and I'm sure I'm butchering that. But firefighter nonetheless. So, and then Brendan's brother works for some kind of Navy, was it? I don't know. Some kind of an army thing. Remind me, Rhonda, you missed that. Yeah. Well, and Justice Served, it was a good show. And they also were able to like pull up some pictures of the guys that North Andover had posted, like standing out in front of the fire trucks and that kind of thing, and like some award ceremony. I mean, just it's embarrassing. I don't know how these guys are still employed, but now I think, we need to reach out to them on their behalf too, because now it's not just one firefighter, but it's 3. And this Haverhill, if I don't know how to say that, but that's how it looks like it's spelled. I think, they have an opportunity to do something right and set the precedent because North Andover clearly isn't doing anything. So maybe if those are people that we reach out to and show our concerns, maybe something will happen. I don't know. Don't know anything about that county or department, but yeah. And Kathy saying she wouldn't want them in her house. Absolutely not. I mean, at this point, he's a proven liar, a thief, and you know, it could go on and on. I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him. And it's a real issue. I don't know how, they're still employed. It's a real problem. And that should be terrifying on a lot of levels that they're just turning a blind eye to this and not doing anything. So yeah, we'll see. But Justice Serve also reporting that the March 12th hearing for Kelsey is going to be pretty explosive. So I am waiting on pins and needles for that to see what kind of goodies might come out of that hearing. So definitely a lot to look forward to in the upcoming weeks with that hearing. The witness list, I think, was supposed to be out today. And I don't believe it was showing up in the Haverhill. Okay, so am I saying that okay? Haverhill? Is that it? And you live the next town over. Oh, okay. Okay. How do you know anything about that town, Rhonda? Do we know if do they seem like on the up and up? Let's see. Yes, these crooks need to go to jail. I agree, and lose their jobs. Absolutely. It's wild to me. Oh, and this was a little interesting. Not that like it really matters, but Justin's brother Brendan is older. So he is 34. And I think Justin will be 32 like next month or something, or this month. Anyway, so he's the older brother. So like, what are we doing here, guys? What are we doing? And all of you are in a position of authority over, as a public servant. And none of you were like, hey, probably not a good idea to kick the door in. I mean, just wild. So I just, ridiculous. I don't know. But I definitely want to continue to tweet, and I haven't really been able to look up Haverhill and to see if they have social media on Twitter or anything like that, but I plan to reach out to them and let them know. I mean, they work for us. They work for the people, not for me because I'm in Florida, thank God, but for everyone up there. It's scary. Okay, Rhonda saying that some parts are sketchy. Okay. Yeah, I just don't it's a problem. And side eye saying that when you're that entitled, there is no self-awareness. Yeah. You're not worried about it, right? Because there's never been repercussions for anything you've done, which is really a problem. So, and side eye just saying that Florida seems a bit more okay. It depends. It depends on where. I have come to the conclusion that um it's like we hear all these stories of like Florida people, right? And like I'm on the Gulf Coast and it's fairly normal here. Like there's nothing too crazy. And then I did a few trips like down to like Jacksonville, and then you go down 75 to go down the actual like long part of Florida. And I've convinced myself that it is at that point when you go down 75 to where that's where all the crazy Florida people live. This is not the Gulf Coast area. Even the drivers get crazier and loony. So I have no idea if that's accurate, but that's what I've told myself. But it's yeah, I don't know. There's and then that's what stinks because there's corruption everywhere. But I do tend to think that Massachusetts maybe has a little bit more than every other state. So, yeah, I don't know. And then I don't know if you guys saw it, but there was a lot of kind of I don't know if it was the police logs of where they were getting calls and where they were going for I think since the incident happened, and then like up until maybe about a month ago. And it was pretty much like I don't know if it was daily. I didn't go through the whole thing, but constantly they were getting, I guess, calls or alerts to literally um go and drive by and check on the Elaine's house as if there's like something happening there that they're so paranoid to basically be driving by, checking the area, making sure everything is up on the up and up. Like, I mean, what is happening? Like, what kind of pull do these people have? That's a real problem. They're literally wasting tax dollars on doing drive-bys and checking and clearing their area for what? So I have a lot of questions on that. Side eye just saying that Tampa Bay. Oh, okay. We'll say Tampa Bay in my area. Don't get me going about the Starks and the Waldos. Yeah. So I love Tampa Bay, but oh my goodness, it stresses me out. They're the roads down there. Like, I don't know if it's just the interstate area, and I'm from like Atlanta, so like I used to commute 2 hours like back and forth, and oh man, that area I'm like, "Ooh, no thank you." Oh, no way. Okay, so Tammy is saying she went to high school in Crestview, Florida, near Fort Walton. Yeah, I know exactly where that's at. Um, that's awesome. That's a great little area down there. Did you like it? And did you grow up there, or were you just like I know that we have a lot of military down here, so it can just be a short stop for some families. But yeah, it's a great beach area for sure. Yeah, so they apparently have been doing all these checks on their homes, and they won't release, I guess, the last 3 or 4 weeks, and, I think that I don't know, people were pushing for them to release what's been going on, I guess, since that video has been released, because remember, like, all this time in the past, no one knew that he broke into the home. Like, in that manner. We knew he took some things, right? But we didn't know in that manner that he broke physically into the home and then destroyed all the video footage and all of that, and then proceeded to commit more felonies and identity theft and all of that stuff. So they're just having the cops drive by, pretty much daily to make sure. Why? Like, no one's trying to get in your house, okay? Like, you literally sound paranoid or delusional, and I'm concerned either way because what no, stop it. You're not that important. No one cares about you. Um, okay, let's see here. Just high school, left in 75, joined the military and still have a sister there. Great, so you can come visit. That's awesome. Sometimes it's like, the heat in the summer is a lot down here, um, but I love the beach and that area when it's not the middle of summer. It's amazing. So, you can go and, visit and then leave. So that's nice. Um yeah, so we're getting, always before trial, things start coming in and all the evidence is supposed to be, given in discovery. So I don't know, it's possible we hear some of that come out in the hearing on the 12th. And there was little bits and little goodies that were here and there on the last hearing that we didn't necessarily know, like that they gave just an immunity. So I think the hearing next week is gonna be really interesting, and with Justice Sir saying that it was gonna be explosive. Ooh, don't tempt me with a good time, I'm ready. Let's see here. Okay. Can you say guilty? Must have been trying to keep the feds away. Yeah, and also, Michael said something. It's a good stream, go watch it. I love their stuff anyways. I don't know how they don't have more subscribers. I enjoy their coverage and, I don't know why they don't, but I always watch their stuff, and Michael was saying he feels comfortable in reporting and saying that the FBI or the feds are aware or something to that nature, and he didn't feel comfortable saying any more than that, but I was like, "Oh, that's a little goodie that was dropped." So yeah, kinda make of what you will with that, but, sounds like they have already been in contact with them. "Come here, Veda. Veda." Don't know, she's standing on the printer trying to I don't know what she's trying to get on my wall. Um, but yeah, so there's some stuff happening. He was saying also Brendan, Alayan, the older brother, his, LinkedIn has disappeared without a trace. And, I believe, like, most of their socials did too. Um, Not all of theirs or all of their LinkedIns, some of them are still there even, but, um, yeah, that's also pretty interesting that that those are gone. I mean, good. I mean, you should feel uncomfortable. Like, you should feel uncomfortable. Oh, hello, Jeno. How are you, girl? We are just chilling, talking about Nancy Guthrie, nothing much to report, and, the little goodies that were kinda dropped today, on Justice Served about Kelsey's case and the other 2 names of the guys that were in the video. They confirmed that they were firefighters, and, it's a good stream, so everybody should definitely check that one out. But I am really looking forward to basically everything coming out, and I don't know about you guys. Who are you guys looking forward to, like, seeing in the trial? Um, I think there's gonna be a lot of really good witnesses. I really do. And then I don't know if anyone was watching, Queen Melanie today on her show, but there's Hank, Hank Brennan, is trying a case in the same county. I think it's Essex County. I think it's the same courthouse as Kelsey's gonna be in, and, it's this woman who Lucy, and I am blanking on her last name, but Lucy is the woman who they have charged, I guess, with attempted murder of her husband, but she has, like, documented, um oh, you're fine, Rhonda. What did you miss? I don't know. I mean, let's see. We got the names of the people. Their LinkedIn's gone. Um, I think that's it. Yeah, I don't think you missed anything big. Um, but Melanie was streaming, well, I think actually law girls, not attorneys, went up to the courthouse to stream it because nobody was streaming it. Um, Not the same Hank. He has a heart. Yes, Medina, thank you so much. Yes. He's, like, I don't think I can ever like him after what we saw, but I can compartmentalize, like, that's his job, like, it's fine, and just look at the case, but, oh, man, yeah, even his voice is just it's tough. I can't Oh, I don't know. Anyway, anyways, but that same DA has brought charges on Lucy Medina, who has, like, I don't know, 20 some years documented of being completely and utterly abused by her husband. And one night last year on a weekend, which is apparently they would kind of drink and cut loose on the weekends, and they were fighting, he was beating her up. Somehow she went inside, got a knife, and, as that incident was happening, she stabbed him in the neck. Um, and, I mean, the 911 call is hard to listen to just because she's so emotional. And it's just a classic case of severe abuse. And then you have, sorry, I forgot my water, my voice is, like, cracking. I sound like a 15-year-old boy. Um, you have, um, the actual victim in the case who was stabbed, and I say that word very loosely. Um, yeah, exactly, Kathy. You have that the husband, I think his name is Louis or Louis or something, not wanting her to be charged and also refusing to talk to anyone. So, like, he didn't talk to the police, he didn't talk to the DA, he didn't talk to the defense, but he, I guess, got an attorney, which, yeah, he needed one. And he allowed his attorney to write a letter on his behalf stating that, if anything happened that night, it was in self-defense because he was indeed beating her. And I think the thing that stuck out to me so much was the fact that she would go after these beatings, which were like weekly or biweekly. They were so bad that she would go to a hotel to, like, recover and just be alone in a bed and heal from that because she was in so much pain and so much, like, embarrassment. And it was I mean, that struck me so hard, like, wow, 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 wow. Let's see, what is this? Right. He didn't, but they are. What the fuck? Yeah, exactly, exactly. This is I mean, it's disgusting. Like, first of all, you're only supposed to be trying cases that you can win, and if this guy thinks he can win this case, and it is you're delusional, sir, okay? Delusional. He also came off like a complete a-hole, um, when he was talking to and that's where it led me down this road was that the expert who's going to be testifying in Kelsey's case, Dr. Zeisel, is the expert for, the defense in this case for Lucy. So I I loved being able to kinda get a little sneak peek for what we're in for if Dr. Zeisel testifies in Kelsey's trial, and he was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. You can tell he's very seasoned. A lot of the attorneys there use him, and the ADA there was trying to kind of almost challenge, like, that she was an abused woman. when there is a history documented of all of these things for 20 some years. And his previous wife from his last marriage before Lucy um, was going to prepared come in and testify that he abused her. And so they kind of agreed on that, and then they were able to read just a statement saying that he was abusive to the wife, and the wife confirms this, and both parties stipulated that that is evidence, which is a big thing. This is, like, documented for years and years and years that this guy is an abuser. Um, and so it's crazy that they charged her. He doesn't want her charged. Again, I just what the heck is going on in Essex County? I just don't know. And then I found it very strange. And yep, Kathy, these women that are being charged. And it's like, oh, well, here's a crazy woman, stab it. No, maybe she was crazy because she was in fear that she was going to actually be killed this time. Like that's insane. And it seems like they like to go after these women, which is really alarming. So I don't know what's going on in Essex County, but I thought it was strange because Court TV had the feed and aired like the openings, which we were able to watch, very short openings. Most trials are not like hours long opening and closings like we're kind of used to with bigger cases, um but then it was just like they were had their pool camera in there to kind of monitor and like almost clip the good parts or something instead of just letting it go, but they were in there and recording multiple big witnesses and things like that the day before, and then it just kinda stopped. And I know a lot of you guys reached out to them to say, like, they you wanted it streamed, and a lot of the cupcakes in the chat had emailed them and all of that stuff, but I don't know. I just find that strange, if Noonan I'd heard rumblings that Noonan was potentially on the like, a person who they could call on the witness list, that he was named on the witness list because he used to work for Lawrence PD, which all this case was handled by Lawrence PD. So I just find it strange, and with with them, I just can't nothing is out of the realm of possibilities, in my opinion, with this whole area. And it seems that the Alayans and Noonan have such a big pull in that area that it wouldn't shock me if they didn't want any cameras and live feeds and all of that because of that. And, Melanie's a big name. And if she's interested in a case, watch out because she's going to stream it. She's going to get attention to that case. And, if they found out that that was happening, and they are like, "No, we're gonna pull." I mean, because we've seen that, like, with Kelsey's hearing, that first hearing, they were like, "Nope, Zoom only," and then they were pissed that people came in droves to be on Zoom to hear, and then the judge kinda smarted off to, "Oh, you guys, like, broke the Zoom because everyone's, like, infiltrating." Well, yeah, because, like, you're not allowing it to be filmed. Like, we have open courts here, and you're not allowing that. So, of course, people are gonna come to Zoom because they wanna see what's going on. They have a right to see what's going on. So, I don't know. I just don't put it past I just do not put it past them. This is getting close to trial. They know that there's a whole new light that's been shed on this with that video dropping. Um, who knows? But, um, Essex County is the new Norfolk County, and, it's alarming. So, um, yeah, I don't know, but there is definitely some new little nuggets that came out today with Kelsey's thing, and I think for Lucy Medina's, case, closings will be tomorrow, probably won't be very long. I think openings are about 20 minutes, but it should be, like, the easiest decision of that jury's life. I would walk back there and be like, "Anyone wanna charge her? Okay, cool. Like, let's write it down." I mean, it's wild. It's absolutely wild. You have the victim, being like, "No, I it was self-defense. I was beating her. have beat her in the past continually. I beat my previous wife, and the DA is like, "Hey, yeah, I got an idea. Let's bring this case to trial." Like, what? I just don't know. It's awful, but I do my heart goes out to her because she's still with him apparently. It's a very, very tragic cycle. But hopefully hopefully she stays safe. I don't know, it's really scary. But she doesn't deserve to be in jail. Some might say it was heroic what she did because she lived 20 something years with that kind of abuse and somehow never felt that she had to react in that way, and then she did, and you're not gonna convince me that that's not justified. Just not happening. Um, oh, you're very sweet. Um, well, I I hope to come up to Kelsey's, trial, so I will know something soon on that, but that is my hope because I don't get super I have if I am, like, passionate about a case, I will wanna cover it, um, but if I'm not, like, I just can't, like, fake it, like, I have to really be into something, and Kelsey's case is I'm really into, and I really believe in it, so I would love to be there, in person and see the witnesses in person and be able to gauge, like, the jury's reaction. To me, that's a huge thing, and, um I'm very big into, like, body language and that kind of stuff, so to just kinda be able to kinda get a vibe off of what their reactions to, that really is something that I would like to do, so we're gonna see, but, that's my hope, and so, hopefully I see you there, Rhonda. If you're there, come for a day, and, I'll get to meet you in person, but, yeah, I it's wild up there, and it's scary. It's really scary, for women, especially. We've seen it for years now with Karen's first trial and then the subsequent other cases that we didn't even mean to, like, get hooked on, but they're just there, and they're so outrageous that you're like, "What?" So, um, okay, let's see. Yes, Kathy, I am into the Aaron Spencer case. That is definitely one that I feel very strongly about as well. I wish I had the kind of money to just buy a property in that county so I could vote for him because I would. I just that's another thing. It's kind of like the outrage of like the Lucy Medina case, but on steroids. That father is a hero, an absolute hero, and the way that they're trying to spin that because the pedophile in that case, um, is connected, is disgusting. Um, and he's an absolute hero. So, and I just like the big F you that he gave to that town when he decided that he was gonna run for sheriff or whatever. Is it sheriff or is it, yeah, I think it's sheriff, right? Um, so many cases, they're all running together. Um, is amazing. Like, you win, like, the biggest, like, you I don't even know what award you win, but you win it because that was the biggest FU that he could ever have done to that whole anyone that tried to charge him, anyone that tried to point a finger that he did something wrong. No, I didn't, and in fact, I'm running for your new sheriff. So, I love him. He's fantastic, and I think any girl would be lucky to have a father like that, and, yeah. So, I'm that's definitely one that I will definitely be following okay, it was sheriff. Okay, good. Because as soon as I said it, I'm like, "Oh gosh, is it not?" Um, I will definitely be following that one, and I think Allie and Bob Mata are gonna go up there for it, and kinda be ground zero, like, on the ground out there, and, I'm really excited to see their coverage of it and all of that. Yes, father of the year for sure. Let's see. Yeah, so let's see here. Tammy saying that they won the primaries too, so double the FUs. Yeah, exactly. I'm excited, and I really do think he has a really good chance of winning everything, and so, man, I he's great. He's awesome. Like, he is awesome, and I just hope his daughter is doing well. I know that is this, that's the part that no one talks about, is that they're trying to villainize this man, and his daughter is going to have lifelong trauma because of what, um, that perpetrator did to her, and her father saved her from potentially losing her life, and, nobody talks about that, the trauma that she's gonna have for the rest of her life. So I just hope she's doing well. I'm hoping, that she is in the therapy that she needs to be in, and, she comes out of this and can be just like a warrior and help others. So like that that girl went through things that she should never have even been on the radar that even happen. She should never even know that those type of things take place, and it happened to her. So I just feel terrible for her. But Aaron Spencer, coolest guy. Like, I mean, my goodness, I would love to have a beer with him. He's so cool. um, but yes, so that's definitely one. I don't know if you guys, this is something, if I have some time off, like work sometime or even a long weekend, I would love to, when I get more comfortable with the StreamYard stuff, I would love to stream a trial for you guys. It was the first trial that I uh really saw like corruption and was like, "Ooh," like, 'cause let's be honest, most of the trials that, go on, the person is guilty, most of them. So, and, I kind of saw things from that perspective, and, yes, I know, right? He's great. He's cool, like, I just love his whole attitude. Um, yeah, she has a strong family that was with her. That's very true, very true. Um But this was, like, the first trial that I watched that I was like, "Oh, this doesn't," "this sounds really bad for this girl," and then I watched it, and it was, like, had aspects, like, of the Karen Reed where they kind of twisted the narrative, for the media, for, the jurors or whatever, and then the defense attorney got up there and it was like, "Wait, what? Oh, so, like, half of that stuff that they said isn't true? Hmm, okay, I'm interested," and, like, it wasn't a case that, like, it just sounded like a case where she was probably gonna be guilty, and then openings were great, her attorneys were great. It was a pair of, father and son attorneys, kinda like Tragos, him and his father, if they were doing a case together, it's kinda like that. The son is actually attractive as well, so that kinda fits on a couple levels, but, um, I think it's Skylar Richardson. So, but anyways, Tammy, that is so sweet of you to say good night. Thank you for stopping by and have a good chat with your sister. Um, yes, so I would love to restream that case because that is one I also feel very passionately about, what they did to her and just completely villainizing her when there wasn't evidence to prove that she did anything other than, um, be a stupid kid, So that one was pretty crazy, and that her attorneys, like, giving so much to her and really believing in her case, that was definitely one that stands out, and, um, I would just love to share it with, like, this community or whatever at some point in time, but yeah, we'll see. But yes, I have to feel it. I have to be, like, in a case in order to wanna talk about it. Otherwise, I'm like, "Okay, there's nothing to say about it." So, but apparently, I have not been watching the Corey Richards trial, and apparently that one has quite the drama in it. And so that one, she seems like the evidence seems pretty damning. Um, so I was like, it doesn't really strike me. But apparently it's a lot of things to it. So, I don't know. If I have, like, a free day, I might watch that. I heard the openings are pretty good, and so we'll see if I get hooked on that, and then we'll see if, I'm, like, invested, but, But anyways, yeah. So I just kind of wanted to come on here and hang out with you guys. I was hoping there'd be a little bit more, to talk about with the Nancy Guthrie case, but there is not. Um, besides them basically forcing the media out. I know some of the neighbors even reached out to Brian and said, "Hey, we don't want you guys to leave. You can park in our driveway." Um, and all of that. And so he's still on the ground out there, but um yeah, it's troubling and I really hope that they have enough. So I don't know, we'll see. Um kind of watched it, but wait, the which one? Which one did you watch, Rhonda? Um the Skylar case or the um I don't know. We've talked a lot a lot of cases tonight, so I'm like, make sure that I know which one you're talking about. Also, I think some people went live tonight, so I'm gonna have to go back and catch up on the lives from everyone. Nurse Kim, well, I got to see hers a little bit before, I was on Court TV, and her daughter was with her, and that was adorable. That was, like, adorable. She's hilarious just like her mom, so that was cool to see. I think Jess went live, I didn't get to see that one, and then I think Lara went live, so I have a lot to catch up on. So yeah, it's been a busy night for the YouTube, the last one. Okay. Yep. Yep. So we'll see. Yeah, maybe someday I will introduce you guys to that one and we can all watch it together, but I don't frankly, I don't trust myself with the sharing of the screens. Like sometimes I can do it and then other times I don't. I don't know where it is. And then heaven forbid, like when a day is over, like what do I do then? So I don't know. I just don't trust myself yet. But each time I do this, I'll, maybe push myself and oh, the sheriff for Nancy, he left the case getaway. He did. He did leave it or you want him to get away? Because if he left it, good. Good. That's what he needed to do over a month ago. And like he couldn't walk away because he can't be wrong about anything and he's got so much pride. Um yes, yes, there's been so many Rhonda. Um but yes. So anyways, we will talk soon. Oh, I don't know. So I posted it last night, but the next Kelsey fundraiser will be at my house this Sunday at 4 Eastern. And I'll be having some special guests. Of course, Mazza's always on there with me. So that's kind of a given. But I also have invited some other people. So I don't know if I should like put it out who the guests will be, or make it a surprise. I don't know. Um, let's see here. Yes, he's an ass. The Fed should have had that from the beginning. Absolutely. Absolutely, Kathy. I see you. Yes. Um, so yeah, so anyways, fundraiser for Kelsey. Spread the word. Um, there'll be guests. I haven't decided if I am going to like say who it is. I think that's probably best just to like because then all of their people that love and know them will probably be like more apt to come and like put it in their mind and their calendar and stuff. I just, as many people as we can get here for Kelsey and to raise funds for her. So it's probably best, I think. So I'll probably do that and make a new thumbnail with pictures and stuff like that. Still waiting on a couple. I've reached out to a couple people. They're extremely busy and they haven't got back to me on when they can come on yet. So it may not be this fundraiser that they're able to join, but they will be in the future. And then I have in works a couple of other shows. One will be about Kelsey with a bigger guest. So I'm pretty excited for that. I'm just waiting to hear on when they're available and kind of nail that down. But that'll be a fun one. And then I am still planning on doing an Edwick Fost fundraiser, but I don't know when. I think his cousin is gonna come on. And so I just need to get with her, and then I'm also gonna reach out to a few people and, maybe some of my attorney friends in Georgia since it's a Georgia case, that I would love to have on and talk about the case. So we'll see. But yeah, I just think, the fundraisers are such good, like, morale boosters, and it's just a good thing to do. If you can help. So that's gonna be happening. I just don't know when. And then Kelsey's trial is gonna be here before you know it. So we will see. But good things are in the works. And I appreciate all of you coming and hanging with me tonight, even if it was just a little quick live to check in and talk about a couple little cases here. But anyways, yes, everyone come by and support Kelsey Sunday at my house, 4 p.m. Oh, let's see. You should do a show with the Dutch guy. Well, let me put it up on the screen so everyone knows who. Oh, Rhonda said, cool. Keep us. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Let me put this one. Okay. You should do a show with the Dutch guy where you compare what questions you have in the Kelsey's case. Yes. Yes. Me and Baker were talking about that. So that might be in the works too. So I'm down anytime, Baker. Did you see Justice Serves show today? There was some goodies that they dropped about the other people in the video. And that they were both firefighters, one from Haverhill and one from North Andover. And then that Brendan Alayan is actually the older brother of Justin, which I don't know why I was thinking he was the younger one, but yes, he's actually older, so should have technically known better than even his brother. But and then they also said that the hearing next week on the 12th is supposed to be explosive. And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I'm very anxious to see what that means. And then what else? Oh, there was also this. They posted like charges that he had, I guess, and it was when he was like young, young, and just got, I think he was 17, 16 or 17. He had just gotten his learners. I guess he got it late. And there was like some kind of a liquor charge. But because it was his first offense, like they were able to like do something to get it gone. But I think that was an addition and that was a separate case to his drug charge, if I'm not mistaken. So that was something I wasn't able to like, I wanted to put in the chat to see if they would see it just to get some clarification on it. But I'll have to look that up because potentially that's something to charge. I mean, it's not as big of a deal because it was a long time ago. Like it's, but that was a little bit of new information. Yes, Michael and Linda get the best news. They do. And Linda is just so cool. Like she's so cool. Man, she's still like a little firecracker. I would love to see one of her cases and her trials and be able to like watch it, whether it's just on stream or whatever. But she is a badass, like just so cool. And Michael is funny. He does not care. He will say whatever. And I'm here for it. So I love their channel. I was saying like, I don't know why they don't have more subs because I think they're great. But yeah, there were some new goodies. But Kelsey and her DUI makes her evil for life if you read the RO. Oh, I know. And it's so funny because he has charges of like alcohol stuff too. Like it's insane the way that these people are spinning it. And then with all the activity of them calling the cops to come do drive-bys to make sure like people aren't at their house. And this was like way months and months before anything was known about the video, anyone knew it. So it's not like, they haven't even released the time that like the last 3 or 4 weeks of like when this video came out. Like maybe that, I mean, I don't know. I could kind of justify it if they're thinking people are going to be driving by their house or something. Still weird. Um, it's still weird. And so I don't know, but like this was like months and months. They're just constantly wanting the cops, and the cops are just always driving by to make sure that everything looks good. No one's out, like, doing it. Nothing looks suspicious. And it specifically is like from the Alayans, like a call. I'm assuming it's a call. So it's just weird. Like, what kind of delusion are these people in? Like, no one's coming to your house, okay? Like, it's just weird. Really, really weird. Um, you should get them on your fundraisers. I actually reached out to them, but that's the thing is, like, with some of the bigger, YouTubers, they don't check their mail or their DMs, um, and so I don't think they ever read it, but I actually reached out to them a couple fundraisers ago because I love them. I think they're great. That would be fantastic, and, Runkle said he would do one. It's just a matter of, like, when and, when he has time. So, we'll see if that comes to fruition, but that would be really cool. He was another one that I reached out to. I don't think he ever read the DM, and then I just tweeted at him because 'cause I'm like, "Eh," and then he responded. So, yes, and good point. Baker is saying they're often busy too. Yeah, because he practices, I believe, still, so, I'm sure he is extremely busy. Um, Kathy saying protesting needs to be happening outside their home. Look, I am all for it. Um, because if you think about it, all of these high profile cases like the laundry case, Casey Anthony, all of those cases, people were camped outside the laundry's house. People were literally placing laundry baskets on their front yard, and rightfully so. I mean, those people were creeps. And so it's America, like, that is allowed. It's just not allowed apparently in Canton when Aiden does a rolling rally and it stops for a few minutes. I mean, it's insane. But yes. Yeah, put it in their chat. I could put it in their chat. Maybe that's a good idea. Um, I know. I know, Kathy, and that's the frustration too, is that I'm in Florida, but I would love to do some protests. I would love to be out. Honestly, I wanna do one outside of North Andover. Fire department, I would love to do that. Like, let's go. What better place to go than right there? So I hope I had heard rumblings that that was in the works to do some protests and standouts and things like that. So I hope that that's happening. I know that there is a cupcake that I met, and became, like, friendly with at, Adwick Foster's trial, and she is planning on going up to the Kelsey, trial as well, and she is planning on going to the what's it called? The select board meeting on Monday, after Kelsey's first day and speaking. Like, she is fired up. She's ready. She's like, "Nope, I'm going." So, that is awesome. Potentially that's an option if I go up. So we'll see. I mean, like, I just think people are irritated, and with all of these other things going on in that county, um, with this new trial that we now got exposed to again from Melanie, like, also, can I just say Melanie is she's just firing good trials at us, like, just literally just giving them all to us. And they're ones that you can easily get hooked on because it's like, "Wait a second, this person doesn't deserve to be on trial. Like, what is happening?" So yeah, I'm just thankful for her, like, giving us amazing trials where we can get passionate about it. But TB is going to her next court date. I did hear that. I did hear it. Um, so that will be cool. I know he's got his own stuff going on right now, and also with them sharing an attorney, like, I guess the bar is kind of like he doesn't want to get too involved, but yeah, I mean, she definitely needs a turtle boy, so I'm excited that he's going to that too. She brings cases that don't even yeah, that we don't even know about. I know. Um, and it's like too, I don't know. She's got like such a good like BS alarm too. Like that I guess Court TV was streaming it for a minute and she was like, "Wait, what?" And then they stopped. And it's like, she might not have looked into it if it was anyone else, but it's Melanie. And she's like, no, let's look into this. This does not seem right. And then now we have another case in Essex County that should have never been brought. And instead, they brought it against the wife who was protecting herself, and her husband's the one that should be in jail or, being prosecuted. And I just find the timing of it really interesting as well, because it doesn't seem like Kelsey's case is a one-off. And that's a problem. It's a real big problem. What is the DA doing there? Like, do they just not have enough real cases for them to try, that they need to just make charges fit to their narrative so that they can, prosecute people? Um, so I just don't know, but the timing on that is really problematic. So, and I'm sure that, like, had this been publicized more, people would have went to the trial and wanted to support her. It broke my heart because they posted photos of Lucy, is it Medina, walking out of the courthouse, and she was just by herself, just walking down the steps. And I'm like, I just wanted to give her a hug. Like, literally, I was like, I want to hug this lady. Like, the stuff that you've gone through, and you're going in and out of court like alone. And I feel terrible for her. Um, just absolutely terrible. So, yeah, and it seems like they didn't want the public to know about this. So I don't know. It's like it's wild. I would love to eventually, like, be on a case. Like, it was kind of nice having a break to, like, actually be on a case that is, like, I felt passionate about out of a different state, but we just can't seem to get out of Massachusetts because there's all of this corruption. It is wild. So, just case after case after case, and then more things keep coming out, and then we have even more questions. Um, so yes, but there will be a fundraiser for Edwick Foss in the future. I don't know exactly when. I would like to get Mr. Cruz on, and I think because he is so very grateful for Melanie and the cupcakes. And I did meet him up there. I'm thinking that I might have a shot. Fingers crossed, because he's fantastic. I just adore him and his passion and the way that he was treated, and then the way that he reacted to it, just a true gentleman. Don't know how he was that nice, but he was. So I would love to have him on the show, even if it was just for like 30 minutes or something. So, but I definitely want to do the fundraiser for him. And I just don't know if I'll be able to do it before Kelsey's trial. I'm gonna get with Edwick's cousin and see, like, what her schedule is and all of that. But yeah, I mean, he deserves a new trial. At the very least, he deserves a new trial. It's insane. So we can help, help with that in any way, even if it's not a lot, when it comes to the big scheme of things. Like, everything adds up and it all ends up helping. So, let's see. Yeah. Yes, he told me, that his wife says she's a cupcake now, and I was like, "Yeah, she is, like, absolutely." So, and I think she's an attorney as well, which is like, "What? Okay." So, yeah, just a cool couple, like, such a cool couple. So, I would love to have him on. And, it sounds like he really has gotten to know Edwick, like, from just a personal level too, and has good things to say about him. So that always makes it a little bit easier to, like, wanna help somebody with a fundraiser, is like, that they're, like, a decent person and, like, actually would appreciate it too. So, so I definitely wanna help, in any way that I can with that. So that's in the works. I don't have anything nailed down for that, but this Sunday, Kelsey's fundraiser here. Maza will be here and some other people. Baker, if you're still here and you want to stop by, let me know. You're always welcome. Pop on in. Um, and it's was an earlier one again. I think that time worked pretty good. So if you're up, come on by. But yes, I will be posting more about it the closer it gets. And I'm sure Maza will be as well. So, yes, but thanks everyone for hanging out for a little bit with me and talking some cases and some of the latest stuff. And I will see you guys on Sunday. And we will be supporting Kelsey and seeing what we can do for her defense fund. So, all right. Love you guys. Thanks for coming by and hanging and supporting and all of that. So, you guys are the best. And I'll see you soon. Bye.